The Gammacor is a weapon that I never saw the Incarnon coming. Never ever. Let's take a look on the Incarnon perks. Gammacor Incarnon perks. Incarnon form, projectile that pulls enemies into a cold damage explosion. That's cool. Now we go with 50 energy spent, increases damage by 5, stacks up to 4 times. Okay. Channel ability 25% multi-shot. This sounds really cool. This one we got magazine capacity by 40, which is actually a lot. Magazine reloaded when holstered 50%. That is actually also a lot. Or range. I think range is really unique. I like having range, but all of them seem pretty good. Especially this one, depending on the way that you're playing. Who knows? If you're using, for some reason, using this as a primer, this is going to be kind of crazy. Then status chance by 6, status chance and critical chance by 4, or critical chance and critical multiplier. I decided to go with the critical multiplier. Since we don't actually... It's this beam weapon that has magnetic cold impact. There's only so much you can do. I decided to go with the critical. And let's go. And on to a build. This is what I've used for the longest time. Have a Riven, critical chance, critical damage, minus fire rate. Just test the weapon as it is. Of course, you cannot have stupid expectations for a weapon like this. It's a beam weapon, doesn't have any slash, doesn't have any impact. So the damage is not gonna be anything too crazy with armor. We could try to add something. You could try to add the corrosive there, but really, it has a damage, just not against armor. Once we armor strip, you cannot just start annihilating stuff, and then it gets pretty crazy. And with the seed, we're stacking the Cascadia Flare pretty well. And even with armor, of course, you're gonna spend a bit. Maybe if it had some viral there, who knows how it's gonna perform. Okay, maybe corrosive. Look at the corrosive build, things might get interesting. Who knows? Or is it just the viral? Yeah, it doesn't have corrosive. It's just viral. Viral and the CO. It's looking pretty good. Now the Incarnon grouping. We are having blast there because I'm actually using heat. Otherwise it would be cold. Looks pretty decent. Nothing too crazy. But if we armor strip, they get kind of disintegrated. This firing mode actually has some fall off, or not even fall off. The bullet has a drop. That's what I wanted to say. But it's good. It's good damage. I tried making a slash build to use with it, but it didn't turn out very well, to be honest. Feeling the Incarnon meter is not really a big problem. No, actually, if you're having a target like this, I tried doing an infested to open the perks, and I was having a terrible time. Once things start getting stacked, it just kind of floats. Here you can see that we got a slash proc there, but it's just for the main target, so it's nothing too crazy. It is a possibility, highly unlikely that you're gonna use something like this. Maybe it's a meme build. A way to build this as a meme. Oh. You can actually levitate enemies. Oh my god. Terrible to keep up the deadhead, so that's another problem. And another thing that I've been thinking while just making these builds is to make a primer. Grouping and priming. Fulmination actually works with the radial attack, puts it up to 7 meters. And we got violent heat in here, and then we should have more because of encumber. Looks pretty good. Just on this form already, it looks good. And actually, I never tried this with encumber on the normal form. It could be a great thing to have, actually. Now for the Incarnon, it's a good grouping, but as a primer, I wouldn't say so. Let's just summon the enemies again and give it another try. I like that the way that it does the grouping, it's not like a hard grouping, or it doesn't ragdoll the enemies. So it's unless you use, I think, blasts, then it might ragdoll. It's a good way to group enemies. Maybe if you're using this in conjunction with a melee, then it should be pretty good. Yeah, that's what I have to show you about the Gammacor so far. Leave it a like, subscribe, peace.